This is KP the Math G, and this is going to be my 159th video. We're looking at the 2022 free response question 1, and we're going to look at parts A and B. I already have some video coverage on parts C and D, and so I just thought I would do something pretty quick. This shouldn't take too long to do this. Let's look at the problem. It says the rate at which vehicles arrive at a certain toll is given by A at T is equal to 450 times the square root of sine of 0.62 T from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then A part says write an integral expression that gives the total number of vehicles that arrive at the toll plaza from 6 a.m., that is T equals 1, to 10 a.m., that's T equals 5. Just a little thing that we understand, that this is T equals 1 because if you look at 5 a.m., 5 a.m. is T equals 0. 10 a.m. is T equals 5. So 6 a.m. is T equals 1. And that's what you need to understand from the start. Now, look at this. First of all, it says the rate. This is the rate right here. A at T is equal to 450 times the square root of sine at 0.62 T. Okay? So this is the rate. So what we want to do is write an integral expression that gives the total number. Now, here again, this is it right here, total number. And I'm going to try to find a different color. What do you do? Well, it already says an integral expression, so we're going to do a total number. Anytime you integrate rate, you're going to get total of anything. Okay? Total number of miles, total number of cars, total number of gallons, whatever it is. Okay, so if this is rate, and you take the integral of rate, then you know that you're looking for total number. Alright, we already know that this integral is from 1 to 5. Okay, now what I would do if I were you, I would take my calculator, and let's see, my calculator is on my phone, which I do not have available. Hold on just a second. I think it's in the other room. I'll be right back. Okay, I do apologize for that. I normally have everything ready, but needless to say, okay. Alright, I want to look up my calculator here, and it's somewhere. There it is, right there. Now, what you want to do when you are trying to put this into your calculator, let me see if I can find it just for a second. Well, okay, so let's see. Alright, so let me see. What you want to do is y equals. There's a y equals. And I have on my calculator y sub 0. You probably have y sub 1. I'm just going to put it right here, y sub 0. So it would do you well to just go ahead and put this in there. Now, you don't have to on this problem, but it would be good to have that in if you're trying to answer B, C, and D. For this particular problem, no, you don't really have to do that. You can, so if you want to do total vehicles without putting that in the calculator, you can put the 450 on the outside, like that, and then make sure you put everything, okay, sine of 0.62, put the t in parentheses, and then dt, and that's it. You could do that. That would be just fine. If you want to, and if you wanted to put the 450 inside that, that's perfectly fine. Usually you can put this outside and this will be perfectly okay. That's fine. If you choose to put this in y at 0 or y sub 1, then what you will wind up having, I'm going to have mine in y sub 0, and then you put this whole thing in here like this, okay? Make sure, I forgot it on the last video, but you put that square root symbol, make sure your decimal is in the correct place, because if it is not, you're just going to get an incorrect answer. Make sure your t is in this parentheses as well. There's your y sub 0 right here, okay? I already have it in there, okay? I think my wife just woke up. Alright, so what you do is I'm going to get out of that for right now, and I want to call that up. So I think what you can do is math, and I have 6 down here where it says, well, derivative FNINT, that's your integral, okay? And you can already put that in there. And so what you can do is, well, what you need to do, if you're going to do that, you need to show somewhere on the paper that y sub 0 equals all of this, okay? Your 450, okay? If you want to say a at t, okay, like that, a at t is equal to y at 0, and then the square root of sine of 0.62, okay, like that, and then have that in there. Now you can just simply say a at t, y at 0, either one will do, because you're saying that these are equal to each other. Making sure I did copy that correctly. Yes, I did. And then you can just simply put dt like that, okay? You're making sure this is equal to this, okay? And you already have it there, okay? That's it. You don't have to do anything. It says do not integrate or anything like that. So do not look for the answer. Do not try to do it, okay? So that's A part. That's all you have to do there, okay? Now, really, to do B part, it would be nice if you had this in y sub 0. Some of you might have a start at y sub 1, you know, instead of y sub 0. I have y sub 0, so I'm using y sub 0 in my problem. But, you know, yours may start at y sub 1, and that's okay too, okay? And just don't let that confuse you or anything. Okay, so there it is. There's your first one. Okay, total number, there it is. And this integral is going to give you the total number. Okay, there it is right there. Alright, now let's do B part. Now, it says find the average value of the rate in vehicles per hour at which vehicles arrive at the toll plaza from 6 a.m., which is t equals 1. They actually even give you that. I didn't put that in myself. T equals 1 to t equals 5. Now it says average value. Alright, so average value. Now remember, you know, if you just do this and you put a at t dt, that's total. But average is just, all you're doing to make it different is that you just put 1 over 5 minus 1, okay, like that, which is 1 over 4, okay, like that. But I did the 5 minus 1 to show you the average is going to be 1/4, and then A at t dt, like that, okay. So that's what you're going to have there. Now once you put that in there, of course, you know if you already have this in y sub 0 or y sub 1, you can pull that up. In other words, I'm saying you can do this. I did it with 0.25. That's okay. It's still the same idea. From 1 to 5, though. And then, in my case, y sub 0, it's going to say x, dx. But this is the same thing right here. Okay, so these are the same right here. Okay, like this. All right. So that's what you're doing there. Okay. Now let's see. I'm going to clear what I have here, and I'm simply going to put down 0.25. Same thing as 1/4. And then now I'm going to put, I think I'm just going to go to math. Okay. And mine says function integral, fn, and then int. So that's going to pull that up right there. And I mean, I could show you that it is that, but anyway, it's going to look like this. Okay, so let me get this. Okay, so right now I have 0.25 typed in, and when I pull that up, it's going to have this, and then a box here, right here, and then d x with the box in right there. That's the way mine looks. Okay, so what you got to do is insert the 1, insert the 5. Okay, so just make sure you put that cursor down there where it will do that. Alright, I'm going to try to get it down there. And so far, there it is. I'm putting my 1 there, and up here I can put my 5 here. Now, go back. Now what you want to do is you want to go to y bar is what you want to do. Now some have second y bar. Mine is going to have alpha y bar, and yours may have the same thing. And I know I'm putting yo in there, so I know what yo is. It's that function that was given to me from the very beginning, and making sure that you put everything in there. 450 square root of sine 0.62t, okay, like that. Okay, so my yo is in there, okay, like this, and that's what I have there. Okay, and then when I hit enter, I get an answer. Okay, so let me see what my notes have. And I did have my notes somewhere around here. And let's see, I want to say that I have, now this is what I got for my answer. Let's see here. My answer is showing 375.536 or 537. 537. Now we want to put it in vehicles per hour. So vehicles per hour, like that. And I'm not saying, let's see, does it say to the nearest whole number? No, the average value. Okay, so that there is one that does say to the nearest whole number. That'd be part D. But this is it right here. All right, 375 point. 537 vehicles per hour. Okay, and when I double check, I just want to make sure that I have this in properly, and I do have that. 450 times the square root of sine of 0.62 x in the parentheses, all of that is in y sub 0. So once you make sure you have this, and you put 1/4 of 0.25 there, this should come up right here. Okay, that does it. I mean, that's it. I do believe that is it. And I do apologize. I normally have my notes right there readily accessible to look at and search the answers that I wrote down. But I'm going to trust that I got this. So, let's see. No, there's nothing up here. Okay, well, all right. Next time I'll make sure that I have everything together when I did this. No, it's a Sunday, and I'm disgusted with my team right now, and decided to. I'm not going to tell you who my team is, but they're losing big time. And anyway, if you ask me, I'll probably tell you, but I'm not going to tell you right now. Okay, so anyway, I decided to do this video, and I just really liked the team, got a little half cocked with it, and just didn't have all my paperwork together. Needless to say, this is the correct procedure. Okay, I do believe you do have to take it out to 3 decimal places. I do think that's correct. Yeah, vehicles per hour, and I imagine you might could get away with, you don't have 0.537 vehicles, you might can get away with the 375. I will look that up to make sure that you don't have to do this, but you may. So be aware of that, okay? Because a lot of times when you're answering questions, you do have to come out to 3 decimal places. Unless it asks for it in a certain, to the nearest whole number, you need to come on out here. Alright, anyway, that's what you do. The very first one again, just by a quick review, you're just A at T dt. You already know what A at T is. You can just simply write that down. That is a quick answer to A. You don't have to spend a lot of time with A right there. Okay? B part, not much different. 1/4. If they see this, you're going to get a point. So I'm going to get a point for doing that right there. And knowing that A at T is equal to y at OX dx, okay, in my problem, that's what I got, vehicles per hour. So, that's what I have there. Okay. Anyway, that's how it's done. Now, anytime you see average value, it's always going to be 1 over whatever the interval is. So, let's say the integral is from 0 to 10, you will have 10 minus 0. Okay, like that. Alright, so average value is always, alright, well, we're just going to go ahead and call it A at T dt. Alright, so anyway, that's what you do. In this particular case, it is from 1 to 5, so 5 minus 1 is 4. That's where the 4 comes from, 5 minus 1. Okay, there it is. Alright. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is KP the Math G. If you want to make a comment, please do so. If you would like to subscribe, please do so. I would like to get a few more subscribers, but that's okay. This is not about me. It's really about you. And I know that I'm getting in on this. Some of you already halfway through your semester. You have seen some of this already. If not, you may have already seen this. I don't know if you've gotten to integration just yet, but if you haven't, you're getting a head start on it, okay? And there may be some of you who are just taking calculus. You already have seen some integration probably, and you just need to get a brush up on it. Anyway, this is KP the Math G, and I appreciate you ever so much. If you like to hit that like button, oh, you know, see, I'm already smiling when I do that. I say that every time I talk about the like button. So if you like that, what I just showed you, hit that like button, subscribe, and make a comment if you will. KP the Math G signing off. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day.